gives us lots and lots of names from which we can create lists of competent people. So Equalistas was founded in 2010, and since then we have gotten over 650 inquiries, and we have never ever failed to find the competence that we're looking for. To this day, we have made lists containing more than 26,000 names from people from underrepresented groups. So together we have always been able to refute every argument about there just weren't any when looking for an expert who isn't a white man. For us, it's about fairly reflecting society as it is, and about having role models, because we know that when, for example, young girls grow up and feel that they can see role models in media who looks like themselves, they can feel that they can achieve whatever they want and become whatever they want, whether it's to become a president or a firefighter or just an expert in media. Today, there are many, many excuses for why the world isn't equal and why fair representation is so hard to achieve. I know that all of us in here recognizes all of these arguments, and some of us have probably even used them ourselves. We ask ourselves, things as gender, does it really matter? Or, I called a woman once, but she turned down my offer of coming and speaking for us. Or just saying, I had a woman once in a panel, but it didn't quite turn out as I had imagined. So I called a man the next time. So these are obstacles that all of us encounter more or less every day. Another obstacle that I have been thinking about a lot is what I called the dude. You can find the dude in all workplaces, in all NGOs, in every classroom, more or less. He exists everywhere. He's the charming guy who's really likable and that has an unshakable self-confidence. When in a meeting room with the dude, where everybody else is sitting down, he can suddenly stand up when he's talking, like he was chosen to lead the group in the room. A few people actually really react when he does so, and even fewer notice how the dynamics of the room changes, because everybody likes the dude. And as he stands up, he often likes to grab a pen to illustrate what he's talking about. He wants to clarify so that none of us in that meeting can miss what he's trying to tell us. So out comes often an incomprehensible figure that everybody in the room nods at and goes like, okay, now I understand. But nobody really understands what he has just been drawing and what that stands for. And the dude, he's really good at lifting other men and giving space to them. In the meeting, he goes, oh, what Bob just said was so interesting that I would love to repeat it once again. So thank you, Bob, for your wise remarks. And even though what happened in the room was that Bob just repeated what Jasmine earlier had said, but nobody recognizes that. And the behavior is quite natural for the dude, because he has learned that he can do what he wants. But old excuses, such as, there weren't any women, so I went for a man again, or, but I didn't mean to be such a dude. You see, I'm a feminist, and I want women to be able to take space, is not good enough anymore. So what can we do about it? Here's my 5-step program for those of you who recognize the dude or just, tired of inequality. So step 1, start counting. Counting is not a goal in itself, but a means to create measurability in the work for gender equality. How many women and how many men are presented in every context? Who gets to speak and who are in charge of the heavy items? Counting is a good way of seeing how unequal it really is and to see how badly we are reflecting society. Step 2 is to set goals. How do you want it to be at your workplace or in your NGO? Often we're really good at setting goals when it comes to, let's say, economy. But what we need to do is that we need to set measurable and really concrete goals for equality, gender equality, and stick to them. That means that when you make a decision that isn't in line with the goal that you just put up, then you have to take an active step away from your goal. It's as simple as that. Step 3, as a man, learn how to say no thanks. 8 out of 10 experts in media are men, and this is around the world. But equalists have shown that it isn't because of the fact that there are more skilled men than there are more skilled women out there. It just gets like that when we constantly see that experts come in the shape of a man. So next time, if you receive a question about joining a panel, comment on something or anything like that, ask who the other ones in the panel is. And if it is only men, then say no thank you. And tell them that you declined on the grounds that it's an all-male context. So step 4, and this is for the dudes out there, and it's, just take less space. Think about how much space you take up, and think about, do you even invite women? And if you do, how do you do it? I often hear that women need to sit at the table with the men, that we should not wait for them to invite us. But I think that equality is something that we will achieve together, and that requires that men take less space before I, as a woman, can even start to thinking about taking up more space. And step 5, consider how you personally take responsibility for feminism every day. To call yourself a feminist comes with obligations. Who do you ask to book your taxi, or to keep track of all of your appointments, or ask for help when you don't understand the administrative work that you have to do? My personal feminist strategy is to always give space to women and to always lift other women. This is because I know that someone else will anyways lift the men and give them space. So if you ask me if I can give you a couple of names that should be standing on the stage together with me, then you will only get the names of women. So it's as simple as that. Just choose your strategy and just take responsibility for gender equality every day, because it's not something that you can just say and then don't do anything about. To achieve an equal world, we need to keep on striving, and we know that. And this requires that we get rid of old excuses and the dudes. What we need is new solutions. Equalistas has, together with our social network of more than 60,000 people, shown that, yes, there are other than men that can be experts. Now what we need is men to step up and to man up for an equal world for all of us. Thank you.